Hello, welcome to House News. The France-Indonesia bilateral relations established since September 1950 continue to show an increase as shown through cooperation in various sectors. In 2024, Indonesia would conduct simultaneous elections to elect legislative and executive members. The House has committed to have the 2024 general elections under the open list proportional representation system. Indonesian lawmakers have urged the government to reformulate the Hajj pilgrimage cost in order to lower the amount. Indonesia is bracing for political year in 2023 as parties gear up for the upcoming general elections next year. Have you noticed the Chinese New Year celebrations in Indonesia have been very lively nowadays? Indonesia has some temples with stunning charms that can be interesting places to visit on your upcoming holiday. After the public activity restriction policy was lifted at the end of 2022, many families celebrating Imlek by holding reunions. The House welcomed the visit of delegation of French Senate recently. The meeting discussed bilateral relations of both countries in various fields, especially in economy, politics, social, and education. At the friendly talk of the Parliamentary Friendship Group or GKSB of the House and the French senator, chairperson of GKSB of the House and French Parliament Hetifa Saifudian mentioned, besides the discussion to strengthen the bilateral relation of the two countries, the talk also discussed the upcoming Olympic in France. Hetifa convinced Indonesia is participating in the biggest sport event in 2024 in France.
Parlemen Indonesia merasa bangga menerima kunjungan dari Senat Prancis yang ternyata membuka kesempatan banyak hal untuk memperdalam kolaborasi dan kerjasama antara Indonesia dengan Prancis di berbagai bidang ya, dari mulai tadi. Bahkan tadi ada tawaran yang kayaknya harus langsung kita tindak lanjuti ya untuk 2024 terkait olahraga, akan terselenggara Olimpiade dan kita bisa mengirimkan volunteer-volunteer generasi muda ya untuk bisa ikut mendukung, mensukseskan kegiatan tersebut di bidang olahraga. Mudah-mudahan hari ini menjadikan kita lebih optimis dan memastikan bahwa kerjasama Indonesia dengan Perancis akan menjadi lebih erat lagi.
Meanwhile, the French Senator, Honorable Damien Renaud, hoped to have more partnership with Indonesia, particularly in economy and trade sector. Furthermore, the friendly talk discussed the conflict of Russia and Ukraine to be immediately stopped, as well as the contribution of Indonesia to maintain the world peace. Arif Naka, TVR Parlemen report. The leadership of the House underlined the constitutional rights of all Indonesian citizens. Therefore, it is legal for citizens to challenge the threshold law at the Constitutional Court. The statement has been released as a response to the lawsuit, which firmly rejected the 20% presidential threshold. Vice Speaker for Economic and Financial Affairs of the House, Sufmi Dasko Ahmad, recently said the Constitutional Court has consideration to decide the judicial review. Sufmi Dasko also suggested all parties waiting for decisions regarding the 20% of presidential threshold.
Ya begini, kalau namanya hak konstitusi itu kan nggak bisa dihalangi. Jadi setiap orang yang mempunyai legal standing itu sah-sah saja mengajukan di Mahkamah Konstitusi. Nah tentunya ada pertimbangan-pertimbangan dari Hakim Konstitusi nanti yang akan memutuskan dari hasil judicial review itu, nanti kita lihat apa yang diputuskan. Dan tentunya dengan berbagai pertimbangan termasuk meminta pertimbangan DPR dan pemerintah, kan begitu.
Furthermore, Sufmi Dasko believed the Constitutional Court will provide best solution by considering the discussion of the House and the government. The provisions of Law No. 7 of 2017 concerning general election states pairs of candidates are proposed by a political party or coalition of political parties with at least 20% of the total seats in the House or obtaining 25% of the valid national votes. Zikri Yaserto Denos, TVR Parlemen, report. Don't go anywhere because we'll have some more interesting news right after the break. The House affirmed the commitment to support the open list proportional system as stated on the Law No. 7 of 2017 on general elections, the statement released during the judicial review hearing at the Constitutional Court recently. The legal counsel of the House, Supriyansa, stated the open list proportional representation in election has shown good representation as voters have the freedom to choose their representatives in legislative branches directly. Therefore, the House is committed to maintaining the improvement of democracy in Indonesia through implementing the open list proportional system.
Ini adalah hal yang sangat baik sekali, olehnya itu sesuatu yang baik ini tentu kami bersepakat untuk mempertahankan di lewat persidangan, dan kami sangat berharap bahwa putusan yang diambil nanti oleh MK adalah putusan yang seadil-adilnya baik untuk masyarakat Indonesia demi kemajuan pemilu kita yang akan datang.
Another legal counsel of the House, Taufik Basari, added the stages of the 2024 election have been running. Any changes in the election system would disturb the current election progress.
Tapi saya meyakini bahwa ini juga harapan dari mayoritas masyarakat untuk tetap menginginkan agar pemilu dilaksanakan secara sistem proporsional terbuka, agar suara mereka bernilai, agar masyarakat bisa menagih kepada anggota terpilih ketika dia sudah terpilih nantinya, apabila ada kinerja-kinerja yang buruk ataupun juga ingin menyampaikan perjuangan atas aspirasi dari masyarakat.
Apart from the representative of the political party fractions who support the open system election, member of the House, Arteria Dahlan, also attended the hearing as the representative of fractions supporting closed list proportional. Arteria said the fraction of PDIP will convey its stance against the open election system. Arteria mentioned the fraction should select the candidates and prepare them to compete in the elections. Ken and Ridwan, TVR Parlemen, report. Commission 8 of the House urges the government to reconsider the proposal to increase the 2023 Hajj pilgrimage cost. The House suggested to reduce the amount of various components of the Hajj pilgrimage to be within the financial reach of most Indonesians. Vice Chairperson of Commission 8 of the House, Diah Pitaloka, says Garuda Indonesia Airlines Company has explained the government of Saudi Arabia only released the Hajj visa. This means the return of the aircraft from Saudi Arabia will be without passengers. As a result, the rent costs for the aircraft are doubling. Additionally, Commission 8 of the House will compare on some other airlines to find the most efficient flight fare. Beside the flight costs, other components such as food expenses are considered too high. Therefore, the House hopes the government negotiate with the Saudi Arabia for lowering the Hajj pilgrimage cost this year.
Ini salah satu yang jadi persoalan, memang kita ini sistemnya sewa pesawat. Karena kalau pulang dari Saudi musim haji, ini tadi kita diskusi sedikit sama Garuda, pesawat pulang itu kosong karena Arab tidak mengeluarkan visa selain visa haji. Nah ini jadi kita bayar hampir 2 kali lipat gitu loh, karena pulangnya kan kosong. Jadi sistemnya sewa. Nah ini yang harganya menjadi lebih tinggi daripada harga pesawat biasa gitu. Tapi tentu nanti kita akan juga mengeksplor gitu ya, kira-kira tingkat harga pesawat dengan maskapai penerbangan lain, atau juga mungkin tren harga pesawat dengan haji khusus.
Diah Pitaloka also promotes the Ministry of Religious Affairs to make cost efficiency in organizing Hajj pilgrimage and seek a proportional Hajj cost formulation. The House hopes the Hajj cost can be lowered to help the sustainability of the benefit value belonging to pilgrims. Helmi Darmawan, TVR Parlemen, report. Commission 1 of the House assessed the Indonesian Broadcasting Commission should maintain the stability of social conditions and actively participate to prevent polarization in this political year. Member of Commission 1 of the House, Irmadi Lubis, emphasized entering the political year, one of main duties of the Indonesian Broadcasting Commission or KPI is to prevent polarization and identity politics ahead of the general election in 2024. Irmadi Lubis hoped KPI is committed to play an active role in preventing the circulation of fake news, hate speech, as well as ethnicity, religion, and race between groups.
Banyak dari terjadinya polarisasi itu akibat dari ada penyiaran, ada informasi yang negatif. Jadi bagaimana KPI bisa betul-betul melakukan suatu pengawasan, jangan sampai apa yang terjadi tahun 2014 dan tahun 2019 terjadinya polarisasi di dalam kita berkehidupan sehari-hari itu tidak terjadi.
Meanwhile, member of Commission 1 of the House Taufik Abdullah requested KPI to deliver broadcasting literacy to the public to combat fake news and disinformation. Taufik hoped public to be wise in reading the news and discerning fake content from factual reporting.
KPI punya tugas literasi, mengajak masyarakat, terutama melibatkan simpul-simpul yang sudah ada di masyarakat, apa itu ormas, perguruan tinggi, lembaga-lembaga sosial yang ada, lembaga pendidikan sampai mungkin tingkat SMA dan ke bawah ya, juga dilibatkan, pondok pesantren dan sebagainya.
TVR Parlemen Team report. More interesting news around the Chinese New Year celebrations right after the break. Stay with us only on House News. Indonesia is known for being a diverse nation. While most of its population is not Chinese, the country still celebrates Chinese New Year. Let's take a look at some fun facts about how this event is celebrated in Indonesia. Taken from the tick, Imlek is the local term used for the Chinese New Year. The Chinese Indonesians did not have the freedom to celebrate the New Year in the past because they were culturally restricted. It became a reflection of how they handled discrimination throughout the years. It was in the year of 2000 when the ban was lifted because President Abdurrahman Gus Dur overturned it. After that, Megawati Soekarno Putri issued a decree in 2002 which made it a national public holiday in Indonesia. The people who consider Imlek a religious celebration still follow all the rituals, like using incense to pray to the gods and ancestors and offer things at the shrine. There are regions where culture and religion are mixed, like churches holding special masses for Imlek. People in Indonesia celebrate Imlek by going to parades and watching dragon dances in different communities. People want to bring good fortune and prosperity in the coming year. A lot of people will give time to their friends and family. Usually, people wear new clothes on the Chinese New Year, and they are typically red. They believe red protects them from misfortune and bad spirits. They purchase new clothes for themselves, their children, parents, and elders. That is why shopping malls have midnight sales during this time to gather those who want to shop for new clothes before the Imlek celebrations begins. Another Chinese New Year tradition that you should not miss is handing out red packets or ang pao. Usually, the red packets are given by parents or married couples to children and the single younger generations. People will put some money in the envelope before sharing. The Chinese New Year feels empty without fireworks and firecrackers. Not just to enliven the atmosphere, firecrackers and fireworks set on the eve of the New Year are scaring away evil spirits and evil beasts. As Chinese New Year and the Cap Gomez celebration approach, some temples in Indonesia are poised to become a popular destination for both domestic and international. This could be the best places you can freely visit during the holiday. As quoted from CNN, Singkawang in Kalimantan is known as the city of 1,000 temples. Surga Neraka Vihara, literally said as heaven and hell temple at the Pasi mountain, provides exciting panoramic views of Singkawang area. The local people believe living well and visiting this temple will bring greater rewards in the afterlife. Taikaksi Temple in Blatiharjo village in East Semarang, whose design combines three religious beliefs. On the roof of the temple, there are two dragons fighting for the sun. According to the locals, those dragons are the guardians of the building. Kwan Sing Bio Temple in Tuban, East Java, reputed to be the largest Chinese temple in Southeast Asia, as well as the only one kelenteng in Indonesia using crab symbol at the gateway. The location facing to the sea was believed as the place of religious duties. Chu An Kiong Temple, which rumored to have been existed since 13th century, it's claimed as the oldest temple in the entire Java island. Inside the temple, you can see original mural painting depicting the story of Chinese gods and goddesses. In Palembang, South Sumatra, there is Tri Dharma Chandra Nadi Temple, which is quite iconic. This temple used to be the center for healing various kinds of disease. A few Chinese people believe worship at Tri Dharma Chandra Nadi could cure illness. Visiting a temple during Chinese New Year is one of the popular activities. Even so, to have good manners by wearing proper attire and keeping personal hygiene are mandatory during your visit to a temple. Which temple would you like to visit in Indonesia? This year's Chinese New Year celebration seems to be more special for many people. This is because the activity restrictions status has been revoked, making this Chinese New Year celebrations to be more festive than previous 2 years. Taken from Okizon, Indonesians have welcomed the return of lively festivities for the Chinese New Year. After the 2 years of pandemic restrictions with everything from presidential greetings to traditional lion dances. The district of Glodok, known as Jakarta's Chinatown, was especially busy with Indonesians flocking to the area to buy lanterns, new clothes, incense, and fruit baskets for the Year of the Rabbit. Chinese Indonesians held family reunions and gave red envelopes or ang pao to family and friends. Small business owners and customers are enthusiastic about the prospect of a restriction-free Chinese New Year. Customers hunting for Chinese New Year decoration such as zodiac animal toys, paper cutouts, lanterns, and ang pao. All of these can be found in large numbers at the Glodok Chinatown Market as preparations continue to welcome the Year of the Water Rabbit. With the COVID-19 pandemic on the wane, the merchants have been experiencing a boost in Chinese New Year sales this year. The pandemic has left major scars on societies and economies. One of the sellers who set up a stall in front of Glodok Market Gate admitted sales turnover continued to increase ahead of the 2023 Chinese New Year celebrations compared to the previous year. Indonesian President Joko Widodo sent his greetings to the ethnic Chinese community on social media. The president wrote, "Times change, years pass, and challenges may change. But one thing that should always stay is hope that tomorrow will be a happier, more prosperous, and more developed time." Many families celebrate Imlek with a feast. Besides serving food to express gratefulness for the achievements last year, the dishes also symbolize prosperity in the new year. Like other big day celebrations, family gatherings are also mandatory to celebrate Chinese New Year. People who live in cities will also return to their hometowns to meet their extended family. The activities carried out varied from eating together to praying to the temple. And that's the House News for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of House News only on TVR Parlemen.